Amazon Prime show called Utopia. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, by the way. But let's get into the show in this review. Now, this was a very interesting concept. Execution could have been better. Um, but first, how did I even stumble across the show? I was on Prime and I seen it on their original shows. So the description sounded interesting. And then when I clicked on the first episode, this had this large disclaimer that the events of the show have nothing to do with current events right now, and any similarities were just coincidence. I was like, that's kind of weird. But then once the first episode played, I was like, oh yeah, they need to give that disclaimer because of COVID, what's going on right now, and this show was basically focused on biological warfare and governments and big corporation creating viruses, right? Specifically, corporations making viruses. So I was like, yeah, you definitely have to give that disclaimer. One of the other interesting concepts about the show is that it focuses on this comic book character named Jessica Hyde and the comic book Utopia, right? And what I found interesting about that is people do this all the time with with any art form, with TV shows, movies, music. Is there a hidden message in it? Are they really trying to tell us something? And then you have the other people just saying, no, it's just art. You tripping, you bugging out, right? So it's that constant debate that we go through, and the show kind of touches on it, and it basically sides on that. Yes, some of these art forms are trying to tell you something because Utopia was given the general public basically hints and coded messages about what disease was coming next, what virus was coming next. So the main characters were all focusing on that. So I found that interesting. There was a scene where the people that was really into Utopia, it was kind of like a Comic Con convention, and you had those two ideologies going at it. People that just found it as entertaining, and people that really thought it had a bigger meaning, like debating about it. So I found that interesting. But of course, for show purposes, the conspiracy was real. The first episode, in my opinion, probably was the best episode of the series. Um, I really enjoyed the first episode. However, it starts to go downhill for me personally. Now, some people might feel differently, but the main reason I think it goes downhill is when they actually introduce the main character of the show, which is Jessica Hyde, played by Sarah Lane, right? And with this, what I had a problem with is that the main character was not likable at all. She was very unlikable. Right off the bat, they had her doing something that, for I think for a lot of the audience, would forever make her the villain, even though they were trying to present her as the hero or maybe even an anti-hero. But right off the bat, she did something like, "Nah, I can't root for you," and she was constantly doing things like that throughout the whole series, and it made it hard for me to root for her, even though you are supposed to root for her. You know. Also, Sarah Lane, I have no problem with her acting skills at all. Nothing like that. I'm not saying she's a bad actor, but I don't know if this particular character, Jessica Hyde, fit her. You know, I don't, I don't think it was great casting, just personally. You know, and again, I'm not down on her as an actor at all, but I just don't think this role fit her. It was kind of hard for me to get into it that way as well. So it was a combination of the writing and maybe the actor cast to play Jessica Hyde not being the best fit. And of course, this is just my opinion. I think it is worth checking out because, like I said, the concept was good. Just the execution could have been a little bit better, or a lot better, to be honest. And we see that a lot with movies, with shows, where they right there with a great concept, but they couldn't fully deliver it. So I know they had another show, Utopia, a few years ago. I think it was a UK show, if I'm not mistaken. I do want to check out that show just to see the differences, to see if they executed the concept any better. So if I can find that, I definitely will and check that out. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support. Definitely like, subscribe, share. Peace.